Hi friends, it's Stephanie with Stefsonabudget. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be setting up our next budget with me. So we're going to do our paycheck budget for October 20th, this upcoming Friday. And yeah, we're gonna kick it off. So we have quite a few new subscribers in the last month, so welcome everybody, and thank you for sticking around to all my old-time subscribers. I appreciate you all so very much. So essentially what we are looking at is my monthly calendar spread, and I use the Budget Mom paycheck method. And so I do a monthly spread, and I break my paydays down by payday, and I use the highlighter method. So we are looking to pay everything that is highlighted in orange today. There are several things listed here that you're not going to see in the budget with me. For example, there's several credit cards on here that are paid off, but they are still open, active accounts. So they stay in the spread, but we don't owe any money there. So it looks like a lot. It is a lot, but some of these things will be missing, and I wanted to just kind of quickly explain why that situation might be. This is our last month in our old budget. Hopefully you guys caught the video setting up the new budget binder. I really enjoyed making that with you guys, and hopefully that was helpful to some of you or just entertainment overall. So let's go ahead and pull out our next October budget, which is going to be this one. And so we're going to pull this out, and then I will get the budget book out of the way because it's just a big old bulky thing. So let me stick this off to the side, and we will jump in and start this budget together, you guys. I am one of those strange people. I cannot write on a single piece of paper. I don't know if anybody else is like that, but maybe I'm just like too heavy-handed. So I'm gonna slide some, some extra papers underneath there. Awesome. I am feeling pretty good, you guys. So far, October, knock on wood, is a little bit more back on track. This summer just was totally, I mean, not the entire summer, but I would say middle of July through September has just been kind of budgeting money chaos for us. So it feels good to have some normalcy back in the budget. And by chaos, I just mean like overspending, everything so much more expensive. So yeah. All right, let's jump in. So like I said, October 20th is payday. If you are new here, my husband and I both work full-time and bring home a full-time paycheck on a bi-weekly basis. We get paid on the same day, so I budget our two checks together. We just have always, my husband and I were high school sweethearts, and we have always thrown all of our money in the same pot, and it just goes out there. So we're gonna budget a full-time paycheck for myself and my husband. We are both in healthcare. I'm a registered nurse. I primarily have a job where I work from home, but I do quite a bit of home visiting as well. So I will oftentimes have I have a travel pay at least once a month. And then my husband is also in healthcare. He works in anesthesia, and he still obviously works in a hospital setting. So he does like a lot of on-call hours and things like that. So, okay, so pay one, we'll have pay two, and then we will have a travel pay this time around as well. So pay one, I always budget for our minimums. Oftentimes they will come in higher at that, but there are a few times a year where these checks can be at their minimums. And so I always like to play it safe. And then, if more comes in, great, we will figure out the remaining there. So for our pay one, our minimum is going to be $2,700 and $1,700 for our pay two. Excuse me, guys. And then that travel pay is going to come in around $300. I think it might be a few dollars over that, but I can't quite remember exactly. So $300 is good comfort. Let me grab a calculator here. So for income, we're looking at $4,700, you guys, which is really great. We are definitely fortunate enough to, you know, have a really great income. Okay, next up in the Budget Mom tracker is the fixed expenses. So these are all of those bills, like your four walls and everything. So we always budget half of our mortgage every payday. So we split our mortgage between our two paychecks, and that'll be the 1020. So this is actually going to be the second half of November's mortgage. So basically, like the first paycheck of October, we save half, the second we save half, and then we're ready to make that full mortgage payment for November 1. So that is going to come in at $1,150. We kind of have, sometimes when you budget by paycheck, when things shift a little bit, sometimes I'll find that our expenses might be kind of really low for one pay period and then like really high the next one, or vice versa. And we kind of have this situation. Our expenses are pretty low for our October 20th pay. Usually our expenses average between $3,000 and $3,200 each paycheck. And this one came in like around 25, which is a big difference, which means my next one's going to be like way over that. So to offset that, our truck payment in November, we're going to go ahead and set half of that aside to just balance this paycheck and the next one a little bit more evenly. So we're going to go ahead and pull half of our truck payment now. So that is going to be, it's going to be a little bit more than half, but I'm going to pull the $612 for this paycheck. We also have our Subaru payment, and that's on the 21st, and that's for $459. We have Kindle Unlimited, and I'm gonna just note an A here, you guys. That tells me that that's an automatic payment that will come out on its own from my account. I don't have to go in and make that payment. Okay, and that is $13. Okay, and then we have Ken's Cheer. So that is also automatic, and that is $65 a month. So we've got $65 coming out for that. And that's like a little cheer program she's doing through her school. I wish we could just pay it. You know, the monthly thing kind of drives me crazy, honestly, but I guess that's just how they do it. Okay, and then we have our iCloud subscription, also an automatic payment, and that's going to be $11. We have Disney Plus. This is like the paycheck of all subscriptions here, also automatic. And I got a thing that our Disney Plus is increasing, I think, to like $13.99. So this is the second increase on our Disney Plus. So I'm going to budget $14 for that. But we don't do cable or anything. So the kids really stream a lot on like Disney Plus and Netflix. So those are definitely here to stay. Cell phones are due, and we pay for 8 lines, like an unlimited talk, text, all that good stuff. And we're gonna budget $310 for that. We also get like free HBO Max through our cell phones. Okay, then our trash is it's a quarterly bill for us, you guys. So like every 3 months, and it happens to be due here in October, and that's coming in at $62. Okay, so we paid off our Apple Card in July. So that is our current debt snowball. And I have a tendency, it's really easy for that money to kind of slip out of my budget and into other things and not continue to roll into the next step. So the Budget Mom has like this section for extra debt where you can put your debt snowball in. However, I'm going to go back to what I used to do when I first started budgeting this way in 2020. That really worked. And that was just always keeping it in my fixed expenses and pretending like I still have that bill. And so that is what I'm going to do. So it's gonna have the Apple Card here, and we're just gonna call it like Debt Snowball. And that was previously $200 what we were paying, and so we were gonna continue with that $200 payment towards our current debt. Then we also have my student loan that is due, and that is due on the 1st, or I think it's actually due on the 2nd, but that's fine. And we're putting $100 towards our student loan. So that is it for fixed expenses, you guys. Let's add that up and see what we're looking at. Oops. All right, $29.96 for our expenses. Okay, and if we take that from our $4,700, that's gonna leave us with $1,704. So we're gonna bring that down here to our variable expenses, or as most people call them, your cash envelopes. And these are always the same for us. So groceries, we budget for Costco. Gas for our vehicles. We budget miscellaneous, house and beauty. So this is, you know, just household items, shampoo, things like that. We budget spending money, takeout, and we budget for water. And this is not our home water bill. You will see that in the budget. Not this one because it's not due, but this is for like drinking water. We go fill 5-gallon jugs like once a week, and we pay for 2 weeks at a time. So that's what that water is. Okay, groceries, we're not gonna change much here, you guys. We're still gonna budget our $300. I am only gonna put $100 towards Costco. It did a pretty good stock up last month, and so I think $300 should be sufficient because we pulled out the $200 the last payday. So I think $100 we're gonna budget. $175 for our gas, $40 for miscellaneous and house and beauty. Spending is gonna get $400. Now, if you're new, it's quite a bit of spending money, and I agree. So what that goes to is $100 goes to me and my husband each. And that's just like a free-for-all. This is your $100. You get to do with what you want. We don't track it. Once the 100 is out, that's that. We also have a teenage daughter who is requiring quite a bit of money, you guys, for like school lunches and just like activities, like getting into games and stuff. It's just racking up pretty quick. And then we also, you know, might use that for like family time, maybe going out to a movie, that sort of thing. So we do tend to put more into this. My husband also works a lot of on-call hours at work, and so this is almost kind of like an extra spending buffer too. You know, when you work in a hospital setting, you don't get to sit down and have a traditional lunch break, you guys. It's kind of eat on the run, and you know, sometimes that's a quick run to the coffee cart and it's a breakfast sandwich or whatever for him. So we like to have a little extra money on hand for him to be able to do that. So that's why our spending is a little bit high. We are working on cutting it down, and then we do typically have rollover in this, which then we move into our savings challenges that go towards debt and other financial goals. So takeout is going to get 100, and water is going to get 38, if I can write the 8. All right, friends, let's add up our variable expenses and see what we're looking at this 2-week period. All right, $11.93 here, you guys. So if we take that from our $17.04, nope, that didn't work. What am I doing? Look at my buttons are all faded. I think I'm hitting the wrong thing, and I haven't used this calculator in a long time, so I'm probably hitting the plus. Minus $11.93 is $511. Oh, sorry guys. Okay, 511. So we're gonna go ahead and bring that up to sinking funds here at the top. I'm not gonna lie, you guys, something feels a little off with that amount. It feels like extra for some reason. So hopefully, hopefully everything washes out okay. I'm gonna turn you just a little bit here, you guys, I'm sorry. Okay, so we have a goal of at least $100 to our debt savings challenges every payday, and that's to hopefully get that debt binder completed by December 1, or just by the end of December. That was our goal. It looks like we might possibly be on track to finish as early as November. So I actually want to bump this up to 120 this paycheck, because I think based on what I think is left, if we do 120, we can complete it in 2 more paychecks, you guys. I think, fingers crossed. So I'm gonna give it a try. We are also working on a month ahead binder, and that's currently getting $33 a paycheck. So we're gonna budget that out as well. Christmas obviously is a huge priority. So I want to throw 100 at Christmas. And I really need to get my pet sinking fund up. So I'm gonna throw 25 at the pets. Then we have our other sinking funds. There's quite a bit, so I'm not gonna like list them all out, you guys. So let's throw 100 at that. And then we have our just kind of regular savings challenge binder. Some of that is set for debt, some of it is set for other sinking funds. Let's go ahead and put 100 towards that as well. So let's see what that gives us. So 120, 33. So that leaves us with $33. So leftover is 33. I'm actually going to just leave that $33 in the checking account, because something feels strange. Like I might be forgetting something, but I'm looking at my spread and it doesn't look like it. So, I mean, that's good. But what I think I'll do is go ahead and bring that down here to extra savings. And I'm just gonna leave that in the checking as a buffer. And hopefully that will be the case on where that goes. So, perfect. That then brings us to a zero-based budget, you guys. And if you are new to zero-based budgeting, I know when I first started, like the concept of like getting my checking down to 0 was really scary, but that's not what zero-based budgeting means. Zero-based budgeting just means you have a plan for every dollar, even if that plan is it's going to sit in my checking account. So, yeah, just keep that in mind when you hear that term zero-based budgeting. But I think we are set, you guys. So that is a look at our October 20th bi-weekly paycheck for my husband and I. Again, we are a family of 6, so but my oldest has moved out. He lives on his own. So we are a family of 6, but we're a household of 5. So this covers my husband and I, our 2 dogs, and our 3 daughters. And then, you know, our son is pretty independent. But yeah, that is a look at our next paycheck, you guys. I hope you stuck around to the end. If you like these budgeting videos, please give it a thumbs up. I personally love budgeting videos. You know, I love to see how people like just budget their money different, and it's pretty interesting too to see the cost of living differences across, you know, the US and even the country. There can be a big difference even from one state to, you know, the state next door. So budgeting content is really cool. I really enjoy it. But yeah, please give a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, guys, and we'll see you in the next one, friends. Bye.